up, you guys? Here we are with another quick tip to let you guys know how to throw the power forehand correctly, at least when it comes down to the grip. And as many of you guys might have heard in my last video about the power backhand grip, if you haven't watched that already, go check it out. A lot of good stuff in there, a lot of good information. I've had great feedback of people saying it really helped them understand how to grip the disc a little bit better and how to get the most power into the disc and therefore throw a little bit further. That's what we all want to do. Let's be real. Today's video is going to focus on the forehand. In my mind, backhand I feel like is the most complete, well-rounded shot in the game, but forehand is a very useful tool, especially when it comes to scrambling or certain tee shots, or sometimes the design really likes to try to challenge those backhand shots, whether it be a low ceiling that maybe tucks off to the right at the end. So having an adequate or even a strong forehand is going to be extremely useful to you in this game and help balance you out and let you choose the high percentage shot on each hole. So first we're going to talk about how many fingers do you want to use while gripping the forehand. Now, like the backhand and like anything in disc golf, there's always some individuality to everything. I've seen good players like Andrew Marweed and Gavin Babcock go with the one finger grip, which to me, I think there's a little bit less surface area on the disc and a little bit less power because of it. But if you're a big, strong guy and you're able to make it happen and you're accurate, you're still getting your forehands out to 400, 450 feet, I don't really think you need to change it. However, if like most of us, you don't have these big, meaty, chunky Gavin Babcock, strongest man in the world fingers, then you might have to go with the classic kind of two-finger grip. And there's a number of ways that you'll see people grip the disc with two fingers. I'm a big fan of just kind of stacking that index finger on top of the middle finger here. You see some players kind of go index first, middle on top. Another common grip is going to be with that index finger kind of tucked at a 90 degree like that. And you're seeing Paul Macbeth and a lot of really good players utilize that grip. To me, the most important thing, whether it's two fingers, three fingers, if you want to try a four-finger forehand, I don't know that it'll work. You guys might say three-finger, what are you talking about? Well, Raven Newsom throws three-finger and he's pretty decent at forehand, so I do know at least one player who's making the three-finger happen. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I think the ring finger is kind of one of our less skilled fingers that we have, but the main key when you are gripping that forehand is not to have the side of your fingers in the rim, because if we have the side of our fingers in the rim, it's going to be hard to really get the rotation into the rim of that disc, and ideally we want all the force of the rotation coming into the rim of the disc. But if we have the side of our fingers here, our fingers aren't really designed to apply pressure this way. They're designed to squeeze down and apply pressure this way with the pads driving the force. So knowing that, if we can get those pads from here to turn into the rim of that disc, that's a big key factor to making sure you're getting the momentum into that rim and therefore getting higher spin rate and better speed. When I first started off with forehand, I gripped it with the side of my fingers into the rim, and I feel like I got pretty good, but my distance kind of capped off at around 300, 330 feet. And then once I made the switch to gripping it with the pad of my fingers in the rim, it made a huge difference for me in being able to get more consistent spin into the rim of the disc and being able to drive it a little bit further, a little bit stronger. As far as the thumb placement goes, I also find that I can kind of utilize that same pocket of where the flight plate and the rim meet, as I mentioned in the backhand video. So I kind of just leave my thumb naturally where it wants to sit, and that happens to be right there where I can get into that groove and create a little bit more friction. As far as some people ask kind of what do you do with these two fingers, I'm really just trying to make sure I get the disc set as far as I can into my palm here, into that crease of the forefinger and the thumb. And once you have that, there's no space there, you kind of grip your fingers into that rim, put your thumb on top, and squeeze it good. And that naturally should put you kind of in the position that you're looking for. You know, sometimes you might need to wiggle it around, make sure that it feels comfortable but also firm. And once again, just like the backhand, we're really squeezing it pretty tight. Since we don't have as much of a curl on the disc though, it's not going to be as strong of a grip. And for me, that's why I mentioned that the backhand grip is a more suitable choice for those high wind situations that, you know, maybe the disc, it's so high of a wind that you're holding the disc and it even gets blown in your kind of pre-shot routine, or if it's a windy or if it's a rainy situation and you can have more surface area of your hand on the disc. We're going to be able to gain a little bit of advantage over the forehand players. But we're here to talk about forehand and show you guys how to grip it. I think I've kind of talked about all the things that we want to see. Get the pad of those fingers into the rim, because we don't want our force into the flight plate at all. That does nothing for us. We want that force spinning the rim forward. We're gonna make sure there's no room, no crease here. Nice firm thumb. Let these fingers naturally rest where they do. For me, it just kind of, the ring finger just kind of sits there on the edge. And yeah, at this point, you're ready to rip it. All right, we talked all about how to grip the forehand for optimal power. And now let's display. We're here at Hole 1 Olympus. It's 360 feet, but with the low ceiling created with this oak branch and the uphill nature, it's playing more around 400 distance-wise. Great shape for the forehand with my flat top Alpha Warbird and my fancy grip. One take wonder, come on. Skip up over there. Wow, that was the best forehand I've thrown here all week. And yeah, I did it for you guys because I love y'all and I want to help you be better disc golfers. This has been another quick tip by Connor O'Reilly. I'm currently playing for Team Lone Star Disc, Team OTB Discs, Discology is my bag sponsor, and Gorilla Disc Golf are the threads that I'm wearing, as well as some custom runs of discs that we'll have coming out soon. I really enjoy breaking down the game in a detailed way for you guys to be able to learn from and hopefully benefit in your game. So keep letting me know in the comments if these tips are helping you or what tips you might want to see in the future. I'm going to keep rolling these out, hopefully on a weekly or bi-weekly basis throughout the season, and keep sprinkling in those course previews and whatever other videos you guys want to see. It's been a lot of fun keeping the content rolling, and I'm excited to keep it going all season. Check you guys soon. Go rip some forehands. Let me know how it goes. You're welcome.